Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Oaghaji, aka Oaghaji, and I'm back with another video, back with another review. Today's review is going to be on the 2007 Japanese martial arts film classic, Kuro-Obi, aka Black Belt. Yes, that's right. And it's produced by Shunichi Nagasaki. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, I am. Oh yeah, and it's directed by him as well. Oh, go figure. Yeah, like I said, the Japanese title is Kuro-Obi, and the which is uh black belt. The little translation. But anyway, let's. I'm going to read the synopsis in the back of this DVD. Real fights, real karate, real Japan. Before World War II, three disciples, Taikon, Choei, and Gyuryu, were taught by karate master Eiken Shibata. Yeah, Eiken Shibata, in a remote mountain dojo. When the Japanese military police attempt to seize the training hall, the three disciples resist and soundly defeat them. Though Choei receives a crippling injury, afterwards on his deathbed, their master bids his people to focus their skills inward and decide who is worthy of being his successor. In inheriting his black belt, Taikon and Giryu, as the only two valuable candidates, follow different paths on their journey to discovering the meaning behind their master's last words. A thinking person's martial arts saga by variety, which is crazy. But anyway, let's talk about the story and the characters as well as the acting. Yeah. I think the story is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like the fact that in this particular martial arts story, it's more on the spiritual and more philosophical approach. You know what I'm saying? Which is very similar to the samurai films, specifically the Chambara samurai films, like the Miyamoto Musashi trilogy, aka the Samurai trilogy, starring the late great Toshiro Mifune, where it focuses on the spiritual journey aspects of the martial artists and their journey to test their skills and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think the characters Taikon and Giryu and Choi, they're pretty cool characters. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they go to their each go to different paths, especially the two Taikon and Giryu. You know what I'm saying? The acting by the three actors who are real life karate practitioners are pretty good. Like I said, they're real life karatekas. This is probably their first film, if I remember correctly. And in my honest opinion, they did a pretty good job in their acting. You know what I'm saying? Because they're basically playing themselves. You know what I mean? But as and as students of the old karate master in a remote mountain dojo, which is cool. Now, I don't want to give too much of the plot away. You know what I'm saying? Because I want y'all to buy this movie and watch it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I'm not going to spoil the whole movie. So I want to say overall, the story gets, a 4.5 out of 5. The characters definitely get a 4.5 out of 5 as well. And the acting definitely gets a 4.5 out of 5 as well. Now, let's talk about the fight choreography, the cinematography, and the lighting each. Now, the fight choreography is definitely pretty good. It has that, authentic karate techniques within the action. You know what I'm saying? And it's also pretty different from what you see from the Japanese karate films in the past, especially ones with Sonny Chiba. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely like the fight choreography in the karate films that Sonny Chiba starred in. You know what I'm saying? especially the Satsujinken trilogy, aka the Street Fighter trilogy. You know, the fight choreography in those films are pretty good, but this is very, very good. You know what I'm saying? And which I like. You feel me? And and I'll, the camp, and I also like how the fight scenes were shot. You know what I'm saying? And they're shot pretty good. You know what I mean? And speaking of which, like us, and the cinematography and the lighting, pretty solid, pretty solid. I like how you can see the remote mountain karate dojo, some of the different places in Japan, before World War II. You know what I'm saying? How the film was shot. You know what I'm saying? And also with the characters and their facial expressions, you know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff I think is good. And like I said, the lighting is definitely pretty solid, especially with when you look at in the fight scene in the dojo between the two, between Taikon and another karate master. Now, again, I don't want to give too much away because spoilers, you know what I mean? But yeah, I like how that was shot and lit as well, you know what I mean? So, which is pretty good. So I'm gonna give the fight choreography, a 5 out of 5. The cinematography, excuse me, a 4.5 out of 5, and the lighting definitely gets a 4 out of 5. Let's talk about the music. The music is pretty good, you know what I mean, and I definitely like it. It has the orchestrated stuff, and probably some modern music here and there, and some classical Japanese music, if I remember correctly, because it's been a minute since I've watched this film. I definitely can't wait to watch this again, just to hear the music, to fully hear it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, what I liked the most, and how with the fight scenes, I should have said this earlier, that there is silence within the action, which is good. Like I said before, you don't always need music to keep the fight scenes and the action moving. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the music was used in the right scenes and whatnot. And especially in the opening and the ending, which is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Which I like. So I want to give the music a 4 out of 5, in my opinion. So overall, I think Kuro-Obi, aka Black Belt, is a pretty dope ass Japanese martial arts film that features karate. Outside of the films by the late and great Sonny Chiba, you know what I mean? AKA Shunichi Chiba. Well, I should have said Shunichi Chiba, aka Sonny Chiba, but hey, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, back to this film. To me, I'm gonna give Kuro-Obi, aka Black Belt, a 4.5 out of 5. I definitely recommend y'all watching this film, to get your fix on some real, authentic Japanese karate. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's that. I hope y'all enjoy this review. You know what I mean? Because I definitely sure did. You know what I'm saying? Because I really wanted to talk about this film in a review. You know what I'm saying? So there's gonna be another review coming up, hopefully tomorrow, or maybe another video expressing my thoughts on let's say on the fighting game announcements. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So, with all that being said, this is your boy, Ogechi Agaji, aka Oagaji, signing out. Peace.